Hey my Patreon friend, welcome back to another Journal With Me video. Now this little clip is going to be fairly easy and it's perfect for those days where you don't know what to draw, what to paint, or maybe you're just not in the mood. All you really need are some scraps of paper laying around your home, maybe some cardstock that you wanted to use because the pages were too pretty but you don't know how. This is a clip that you might enjoy. It's not going to require a lot of your time, so go ahead and find some strips of paper, get out some paint. Now this step is not a requirement, but it's just something that I wanted to do to kind of zest up the strips of paper, especially the ones that didn't have any pretty patterns or designs. So I'm just going to go in and create my own little illustrations and pops of color to add a little bit more dimension to the overall spread. You can use any type of paint that you'd like, acrylic, oil. Here I'm using gouache just because that is my go-to and it's just kind of what I always reach for. And you can see I'm not doing anything fancy, but I knew in that morning I was just in the mood. I wanted to use some type of paint and add my own little personal touch to these scraps of paper. To some of you Patreon members, you guys might recognize some of these patterns because these are actually leftover scraps from the Happy Mail tier. I hand make and fold each of your envelopes with lots of love and care, and these colors were too pretty. I loved these patterns. I did not want to throw them out, so this is another great way to recycle, reuse, and be creative with what you have around and to use up what you have. So once you have your preferred strips of paper picked out, go ahead and grab your art journal and your little trusty glue. The one that I love using is the Elmer's Extreme. I'll link it down below if you'd like to check it out. But these types of spreads are my favorite because I really don't put any thought into it, as you'll see. I just kind of go with the flow. And these are perfect if you like to watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts in the background and still be active with your hands. You don't have to put any thought into writing or staying in the lines, so to speak. So I'm just pretty much grabbing the strips of paper, ripping them as I go, and just gluing them onto the page. It's more of like an intuitive practice, getting your creative imagination flowing and then just having fun with the process. I know some days it can feel a little overwhelming, or maybe if you're a new artist or someone just starting off with journaling, it can be overwhelming thinking about how to be a little bit more creative or where to start. This is something that anyone can do, but it's still pretty because you are using the scraps of paper and kind of leaning on the colors and whatever drawings or paintings you choose, but kind of doing like a nice beautiful collage in the end. You can see I'm not being perfect. I'm just kind of going on the whim of where to put the strips of paper, and they don't really match. Some are darker, some are lighter, some have speckles, some don't. It's all about just doing you and whatever kind of floats your boat. In the end, this is going to still be a beautiful outcome because it was part of your imagination, your creative flow, your style, and again, you're using up the resources that you have to create beautiful art. So it's like turning trash into treasure. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through these because really it's just me kind of doing a puzzle piece, a jigsaw puzzle with these scraps and deciding on where I'm going to put them, where they're going to go, and how small or how large I want them. And I want to show you the outcome and how easy this little 10-minute spread can be. Okay, so here is the end result. Look how pretty that is. Required a minimal effort, but still very pretty, and it's a great addition to your art journal. So give this a try.